The village of Romana, nestled amidst rolling hills, was a portrait of serenity. Its inhabitants, simple folk with hearts as warm as the summer sun, went about their days in a peaceful rhythm. Laughter echoed through the cobbled streets, carried by the gentle breeze. Children chased butterflies, their innocent joy a stark contrast to the horrors that would soon befall them. The scent of freshly baked bread wafted from the local bakery, a tantalizing aroma that permeated every corner of the village. The rhythmic clang of the blacksmith's hammer provided a constant, reassuring beat to life in Romana. The villagers, their faces etched with the wisdom of generations past, lived in harmony with nature. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the village square, a sense of tranquility settled upon Romana. The air grew still as if holding its breath, a harbinger of the sinister events that would unfold under the cloak of darkness. The laughter of children faded into hushed whispers, a palpable tension replacing the earlier joy. The once welcoming homes, with their doors flung open in a gesture of neighbourly trust, were now shuttered and silent. The aroma of baking bread was replaced by the metallic scent of fear, a primal instinct that warned of impending danger. Romana, once a sanctuary of peace, was about to become a stage for unspeakable horror. In the heart of this idyllic village lived the Romana family, their laughter as bright as the sunflowers that graced their garden. There was Marco, the father, a burly man with a hearty laugh and a twinkle in his eye. His wife, Lucia, possessed a gentle spirit and a smile that could light up the darkest night. Their children, Stefano and Giulia, were the embodiment of youthful exuberance. Stefano, with his mop of unruly brown hair and a mischievous glint in his eyes, was always ready for an adventure. Giulia, her laughter as sweet as the nightingale's song, had a heart as pure as the morning dew. Evening descended, casting an eerie glow on the family's cosy cottage. The scent of Lucia's hearty stew wafted through the air, a comforting aroma that spoke of love and togetherness. Marco regaled his children with tales of his youth, his booming laughter echoing through the small cottage. Stefano, perched on his father's knee, listened with rapt attention, his eyes wide with wonder. Giulia, nestled beside her mother, hummed along to a lullaby, her voice as sweet as honey. The warmth of the fire, the gentle murmur of his parents' voices, lulled Stefano into a sense of security. Little did he know that this peace was about to be shattered, the laughter replaced by screams that would echo through the annals of Romana's history. As darkness enveloped Romana, an unnatural silence descended upon the village. The once familiar sounds of the night, the chirping of crickets, the rustling of leaves, were conspicuously absent. An oppressive stillness hung in the air, heavy with a sense of foreboding. Stefano, usually a sound sleeper, tossed and turned in his bed, his young mind plagued by a nameless fear. He could hear his parents' hushed whispers from the next room, their voices laced with a tension he couldn't comprehend. Outside, the wind picked up, howling like a banshee through the trees. The shutters of the cottage rattled ominously, their creaking a jarring counterpoint to the unnerving silence that had settled over Romana. Stefano pulled his blankets tighter, seeking solace in their familiar warmth. He strained to hear his parents, their whispers now replaced by an even more unsettling silence. A cold dread crept into his heart, a chilling premonition of the horror that was about to unfold. The tranquility of his childhood, the laughter and love that had filled his days, were about to be extinguished, leaving behind only the bitter ashes of fear and despair. A blood-curdling scream pierced the night, shattering the eerie silence that had enveloped Romana. It was a scream filled with terror, a desperate plea for mercy that went unanswered. Stefano sat bolt upright in bed, his heart pounding in his chest. The door to his room burst open and his father, his face contorted in fear, scooped him out of bed. "Run, Stefano!" he roared, his voice hoarse with panic. "Run and don't look back!" Before Stefano could comprehend the terror that had gripped his family, masked figures descended upon them, their eyes glinting with a malevolent light. The air filled with the sickening thud of blows, the screams of his loved ones, his only warning. He ran, his bare feet pounding on the cobblestone streets. The image of his father's terrified face seared into his memory. The screams followed him, echoing through the narrow alleys, a chilling soundtrack to his escape from the nightmare that had engulfed his world.